Playing Zerg in the grand finals, spawning in the red color. This is Mixu.
The opponent is in the bottom right, playing Terran. He is AqueroN.
Going to be a hatch first then. Should be a Reaper build. Pretty standard. Very interesting Overlord pathing. He's looking for the cheese that we just talked about.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
But no cheese shall be had here.
Now, last I spoke with him, and again, this was admittedly a little while ago, over a year ago, AqueroN preferred mech
Oh,
in TVZ, so we'll see if that's in the cards here. Totally standard from both players thus far.
no third base sneaking this time around from Mixu. It would have been pretty good though. He might still
Agreed.
go for it.
Yep, it looks like he is going to send it to that forward location. The SCV should
No
spot it,
way.
and the Reaper will get up there.
He's blocked from taking the gas on both sides. Oh,
Ooh.
last moment.
Yep, nice little maneuver there by Mixu.
Good save on the drone. Doesn't even have to make a spore.
Yeah, well done by both players so far. Extractor cancel saves the drone at the third, and it looks like Mixu is taking the other third location, so we'll probably just bring that drone home eventually.
Yep, we're gonna see a factory and probably Hellions. So yeah, this game is as standard as it gets, Symphonic.
Yep. Oh, and he's doing what I like to do in TBC. I love this. Getting the third base before, I was about to say before the starport, but in this case, AqueroN's actually going to add on another barracks first. But yeah, either way, fast third base, I really like this style. Typically, when you're getting that fast third base, if he's going bio, you'll usually push out with like a 2-2. Might do some creep clearing. You can, I guess, technically do some kind of like double medevac pressure earlier on, but typically it's going to be a move out like 170, 2-2, something like that.
So he already got a creep tumor killed with the Reaper, so that was pretty good.
Yep.
Slows it down considerably.
Always feels nice to get that little victory early on. And Stim is being researched, so this isn't some kind of crazy fake out here. It's really just it's a 2-1-1 with a fast third. So of course that means the bio drop, if that's the way he's going to go with it, it's not going to hit as quickly as a normal 2-1-1. But it is going to give him some creep clearing power.
Yeah, Mixu once again trying to kill the rocks. He's done this last game, and I think it really helped him out.
Yep. Drones are a bit vulnerable here. We've got 4 Hellions and the Reaper coming in.
Okay, lining up. That was
What
actually a
save.
great move.
That really was. That was a fantastic save. Like, little things like that just never cease to impress me. Mixu could have gone with a Spore, and those Hellions would have gotten on top of the drones. They would have gotten a shot off, but because he went for an Evo chamber, it blocked their access to the mineral line. To make that decision so quickly, it's just really impressive.
Oh, a huge roast on the links though, but they get a surround. In the end, totally worth it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a very nice pick off there for Mixu. who now has free reign over the map for a while. Terran absolutely wants to keep that cross-map presence alive. You always want to have the threat of a Hellion run by, and now that threat is gone. It's going to be a double drop. This most likely will just be to clear creep. I'd be very surprised if any damage came from it. This is just a maintenance mode type drop.
Yeah, this is so much later than a normal 2-on-1 would be. Like
May have
40
spoken too soon.
seconds
He's
off.
going to focus.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
That's a queen.
very nice there.
Loads up, leaves. Nice one. That one Marine, come on. There we go. Actually saves all the Marines. Wait, no,
Yeah.
one died. One died.
Very nice
Nope.
job there by
It didn't die. He actually came with 15. Had me there for a second.
Yeah, getting a cancellation on the 4th base. Solid. Good first step to kind of pulling back toward even after losing the Hellions.
That's a lot of links, Symphonic. I don't think anyone wants to attack into this anytime soon.
Agreed.
Not even with 4 Medivacs.
So I would like to see some management at some point, probably on the right side. However, it looks like AqueroN, he's just going to push the issue. I think he wants to hit this hard with 1-1, which is about to finish up. So he's not going to go with the double pronged approach. He's going to go straight up for an attack. And they are slow banelings, but 2 Widow Mines get taken out for absolutely nothing there. They did not quite finish burrowing. Excellent positioning on the Marines behind the mineral line. Lots of damage being done here for AqueroN. Picks up, gets out, well executed. Got a nice little lead in the resources loss department.
Yeah, Queens are waiting on the other side, but if the Marines stem in, they can definitely take them out. Oh, never mind, they got pulled back. Wait, we got the counter attack from Mixu? Okay, that's interesting. Let's see if they spot the Medivacs. Yes, they do. So
Yes.
they'll be going back home.
Although he is pulling everything back to try to defend this base, AqueroN might focus it down. It looks like it's saved just in time. Excellent job there. Quick response from Mixu. Gets the transfusion off, pushes the Marines away. Very close to losing that base. That would have had a lot of impact. Excellent map presence here by AqueroN. Picks off the drone, trying to build the 4th base. His double drop in the top center spots the new 4th base that's being built. He's going to get into the main.
That's pretty nice. Should be able to take out the spawning pool. Let's see if he goes for drones instead, though. Looks like he starts with some drones, but then changes target. The infestation pit is ready to be picked off as well. Let's see.
Oh my.
Those
really
Widow Mines.
solid.
Huh. Not bad.
Yeah, 11, 8, 8, and 3 on those Widow Mines.
I think he'll take it.
Excellent focus fire in the bottom left there from AqueroN, who managed to pick off a number of banelings before picking up and pulling back. I've got to say, AqueroN looks fantastic right now.
Yeah, sorry everyone, I missed that. That would be nice, but actually I really have to commend AqueroN on the micro department. Like, the pickups on the Marines have been so clean this whole time.
Yeah.
You know, when most Terrans try to pick up their Marines in these wildling baneling fights, they just end up losing some, leaving some behind. Not this guy. Not even close.
You're absolutely right. And I've got to say, you're doing a great job. The observing and casting it is not easy to do, especially when there are double-pronged attacks going on right now. The 4th base does go down in the top center. AqueroN already positioning to try to take out the other base. Lots of banelings here.
Ooh, okay, well there's the first time that AqueroN didn't pick up in time. I guess it happens. It happens to most way sooner than that.
For sure. Yeah, prior to that, the only mistake he'd really made. Oh my goodness. Oh, excellent connection on the Widow Mine there to kind of get a little value after initially a good defense from Mixu. But yeah, AqueroN is going to continue with pressure on both sides of the map, but to speak to your point, aside from initially losing the Hellions, AqueroN had a nice streak there of pretty much making no mistakes. Until that engagement in the bottom left where Mixu just wiped away that Marine force with Banelings.
Yeah, but he kept the medevacs at least. It's not that bad, honestly.
True.
If we're just looking at the value, units lost for Mixu, it's around
Crazy.
it's over 9,000. That's
And
more
for
than 3 to
AqueroN,
1.
about 3 times less than 9,000. Fantastic splits here from AqueroN, but I think there are probably too many Banelings here. Good secondary splits as well.
All of these are about generating value. It might look like the Terran gets cleaned up, but as long as they kill more than they're worth, it's fine.
Agreed. However, we do have sort of the next phase of the attack here, with Liberators being added in 2 mineral lines, or about to be a second mineral line, I should say. The main army of AqueroN is now moving out. I mean, this is triple-pronged harassment now. Liberator in the main, Liberator in small bioforce at the third, and the main army pushing across now toward the 5th and the 4th bases. Good luck observing this, Naka.
I'm trying. It's hard to make it look. You know what's the hardest part is? Making it look nice.
Yeah,
It's not about clicking the plays. It's like, is it easy to follow still?
exactly. Yeah, no, I know for sure, and especially when you're casting. Also, it is not an easy task.
Well, AqueroN beautifully takes that game. That was really, really nice.
Yeah, you know, it's only a couple of small hiccups throughout the game, the Hellions, and then once with the Marine forces. And if you're able to play a TVZ with only a couple of minor mistakes, you're probably in pretty good shape, because AqueroN was constantly on the map. I mean, you think about it, he was attacking in 2 and then 3 locations for pretty much the entire game once the mid-game got started. So it's just constant aggression, constant value gains, and only, you know, lost a few Hellions, and then at one point that double drop of Marines. So it's just really active and really effective aggression there from AqueroN.
Spawning in the bottom side, completely oblivious to what is happening. This is Mixu.
His opponent in the top right, and simultaneously the bottom right. He's the green Terran, currently up 1-0 in this best of 5 finals. He is AqueroN.
Yeah, I've introduced him in the bottom, man. That's his new base.
Well, it's safe to say we will not be seeing Reapers. This, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be proxy racks with lots of Marines.
Wonder if we'll be seeing a 4th barracks or if it will be like bunkers.
Yeah, good question. We'll find out with this first SCV right here.
Oh,
There it is.
okay, he's going for it. Wasting no time. Yeah, you never want to send 4 SCVs. It's just too much running lost. So this is how it's done.
Now, check out the pathing of the second Overlord at the bottom. I think he's going to come up just short of scouting the racks. Depends on where the Marine goes. Yeah, I think Mixu's going to come up just short of scouting this. Now, if he pokes in with his lead Overlord, he'll know something's up.
So awful. Actually, that was a really long way to go there. So, you know, sometimes people just take control over that shift-click unit, and they would like still go in and find it. Not that lucky this time.
Yep, but he sees now. Mixu sends in the first Overlord. Good awareness there. He didn't just mindlessly park it over the in that safe spot outside of the natural of AqueroN. He went in, saw no expansion, no barracks. He should know exactly what's going on. In fact, he definitely knows now. It's on top of his base. Roach Warren is only about 75% done, so defense is a long way away.
Yeah, might have to use a bunch of those drones, but he's got a spine crawler. That is actually not a very common situation in this kind of build order face-off, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Trying to target the spawning pool, actually a really tough target to take down, especially when someone is like prepared to make roaches.
Yeah.
But AqueroN doesn't yet know that.
Yeah, he has not yet seen that. I mean, it'll be nice to take it out if he does in fact get it, but as you pointed out, the roaches are really going to be the crux of this defense here.
Oh, he knows now.
Yeah, at the very least, those roaches are going to do a fantastic job picking off reinforcements. Very well could do more than that. It's going to be a dance now between the Marines, SCVs, and these roaches.
Yep, and you know what? 3 roaches, 1 shot a Marine. It's a pretty good combo here. Is that spine crawler going to actually outrange the Marines? I think it does. Yep.
Yep. Oh, and vials are going to hit. That one SCV is not going to be enough to keep this alive.
Not even
AqueroN
close.
Agrees.
But will the base
AqueroN
go down?
I don't think it will. The Ravagers should be enough here.
They have really nice range on them. Mixu is not messing around. He's going out to punish this. But that might be enough Marines to just turn around and fight.
Yeah, that's a dangerous task there, to try to chase them down with just the Ravagers.
Yeah, some more roaches and then we're talking, but this is risky. They're
Looks
doing
like,
a really good
AqueroN
job,
is going
though.
to try to trap. Sending in a
good
Marine
call.
force now.
Man, Mixu's done such a good job holding on.
Yes.
He's got the 2 bases, he's got queens, he's got a spine crawler. He can put that at the bottom and just counter-attack. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, keep in mind there's absolutely nothing at home.
Nope.
For AqueroN. AqueroN has to pull the trigger now with these Marines. It's not going to be easy. There's a spine crawler about to get into position. There are a couple of roaches. So I think it's all or nothing right now for AqueroN.
Yeah, if he dies, he dies. There's no other way.
He is able to get the roaches as they come out.
That was a pretty
that's
good pickup.
Yeah, it's really important to the defense of Mixu. However, of course, Mixu is doing tons of damage in AqueroN's base while this is going on. I think that with a drone pull, this should be enough for Mixu to hold.
And it is. Well, that was a pretty quick game too.
Yeah, it was. Fantastic defense from Mixu.
Mixu, red, Zerg. Wow.
Well, I can't top that intro, so I'm not even going to try. Top right, green, Terran, 1-1, AqueroN. It's like the least hyped intro ever.
Wait, I gave him 5 score. That's not right. He is the best of 5.
So I've not played on this map.
Oh? It's actually one
Yeah.
of the smallest one in this pool.
Yep, that's what I'm noticing
But
right now.
that's more in terms of actual number of bases, right? It's not necessarily... The rush distance is actually fairly long. It's a little bit like a Heart of the Swarm map, if I'm not getting this wrong. It's probably actually exactly like a Heart of the Swarm map.
Yeah, it really looks like one. Huh. I'm gonna
There's the Speedy Boy
message
zones.
Brogue. Yeah, exactly. I want to message Brogue to try to get some games on this. Get a practice session. This looks like a map that I would enjoy.
I think you would.
Actually, a fair bit of drop space outside of the main also.
Oh yeah, so much negative space. And there's even a Hydra just chilling over the lava, so it's even better.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember you pointed that out in the last cast. Yeah, but I still haven't played it. Only played a couple of games this season. Reaper is going to get in here. Good positioning. And Mixu equal to the task.
Damn, those
Fantastic
links are so low.
Yeah.
Oh, gets picked off. Let's see if you can get another. Maybe two. If you pick off all of those initial Zerglings, that's such a big pain for the Zerg.
Yeah, for sure.
It's more annoying than anything, because, you know, it's 100 minerals, you're not going to lose the game because of that. It's just a mental annoyance, really.
Yeah, I would imagine it's about having to dedicate the next wave of larvae to
Yeah.
lings again instead of drones.
But you don't need them for a long time, right? I mean, it's just the Reaper here.
True.
You just move out the Queen. Speaking of Queen, he actually is not gonna do that. We've got an early Roach Warren in the net.
Okay.
And now that's good against the Hellions. It's good for counter pressure too.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you think we're going to see some type of Ravager bust?
I'd be shocked if not, because you know what? There's no link speed, right? Yep. No link speed. He's been saving up all this money for some Roach play. Second base is saturated. We don't have a second gas though. I don't know, this might be defensive, man. Or it's the 7 Roach with like 2 Ravagers trying to poke second base.
Yeah, this does seem pretty dedicated. He's adding more and more Roaches, and interestingly enough, there's an armory for AqueroN. I mean, is he going for some type of Hellion play? Or I'm sorry, a Hellbat play? Not clear what he wants to do with that. He's adding a medevac in too, but yeah, more Hellions. As of right now, a little worried that he isn't going to have anything to do with the Roaches. He does see the Roaches now, though, so we should see a response from AqueroN.
I'm gonna say actually the speedy zones are helping the Roach attack a lot here. Look at that,
Definitely.
they get in! Whoa, that's actually nuts.
Hellbats are morphed, and with that wall going up, they might be able to get on top of the Roaches.
The other guys are still helping from outside the wall, though. But the
That
Marines
bunker
will be
needs
able
to
to
finish
go in.
ASAP. Yep, once the repair goes down on that bunker, AqueroN should be in good shape here. Nice little skirmish in the early game.
Hellion is just going on the other side of the map. They know they don't need to stay here. They wouldn't add much to the fight anyways. I mean, it's just 3 Ravagers, right? Not a huge issue.
Yeah, I think this is going to be more annoying than anything. Actually, yeah, one of the Ravagers almost dies. If AqueroN really wants to press the issue, he can land the Viking and finish it off.
Great Evo Chamber wall off, and the Queens are also blocking the path, but they were a little bit low. Another Evo Chamber wall off, and another Queen, but this time the drones are totally out in the open.
Yes,
I don't think Mixu has
highly
another
exposed.
piece of magic to hide that. Ah, we didn't do the extension mod, so I can't see how many drones are dying. 16
We're at
have
16.
gone down.
Yeah.
That is crazy. That's a full saturated base.
Yep, and about to be a supply block with no Overlord in production.
Oh no.
Yep, that's 3 kills now for AqueroN's Viking.
Yeah, next one won't go down. There's a Queen, but transfuse. 2 actually.
And Hellions are they're going to hit that base again. They want another BBQ. Very happy to see no queens. This is getting to be critical damage now. In fact, the Biles take out some more drones.
Ouch.
That's a one worker lead for Terran, and Naka, take a look at that production tab.
The Callow Bruiser.
Yep. With a second tech lab being added onto the starport, so...
And ship weapons coming in, so this is a pretty good way to follow this up. Unless
Exactly,
you get
yeah.
just killed by Roach. That's a little scary every time. There's not much on the ground to defend, so... I do think that if Mixu just puts everything into Roach, that could be really scary now. Double production for the BC.
Yeah, and this Banshee is cleaning up a couple of the Ravagers too. So I think right now Mixu should be a bit alerted. Something isn't quite normal, I suppose you could say. It's been all Hellions. Obviously, he just saw the Banshee. His Overlords have been cleared by a Viking. To me, this is starting to really reek of Starport play. We'll see if he does make that read. He is still producing only Roaches. They're going to have 1-1. He might just be going for a counterattack / all-in. In fact, yeah, that's 12 Roaches in production. Drone count is still pretty low. I think Mixu is just going to try to end it right here. I don't think he believes he can sit back and defend the BC attack, even though I don't think he's confirmed BCs. He knows that AqueroN is teching up to something. Now
But I think it happens to be the right kind of move. The Queens do get helped across the map. A bit of speedy zones, but have to take the Yamatos. Well, let's see if the Roaches can get in. VCs actually don't take them down that fast, but there are 3 of them, and this isn't a huge Roach army, so...
So I think the issue here is just losing all of those queens. There are 3 queens now spread across 4 bases, and yeah, the BCs are going to dive right on top of the main base. That could be a killing blow or close to it.
Mixu has lost 27 workers in this game, and that's going to go up well into the 30s.
Yeah, this is just critical damage being done. The Spire can be focused down as well. The Spores have been taken down. Again, there's the low queen count because they were killed. Most of them were killed on the other side of the map. It's going from bad to worse right now. For Mixu, who's desperately trying to get up a Spore forest.
The Roaches counterattacking though. The Ravagers actually get to take out a battle cruiser, and suddenly AqueroN is starting to lose units too. There's a siege tank on the high ground trying to defend this, but the Roach Ravager gets onto the production. I think the battle cruiser have to teleport home or something.
Yeah, fantastic counter damage done now. I think this is sort of the last ditch effort here from Mixu. It is having a pronounced impact so far. However, I mean, this is a full-on sort of small army base trade type scenario. The 3rd base is going to go down right now from Mixu. These battle cruisers are still doing serious work on the other side of the map, and the army is running low for Mixu in AqueroN's base.
It's starting to be lower in supply. The Spire once again has to be cancelled. What a disaster. Starting yet another one. And there's still no Spores in the main! Not that AqueroN will go there. In fact, he's bringing the other ones. There's more BCs where that came from. Ouch. Yeah, AqueroN playing really, really well. And he's only one game away from taking the tournament.
Another really good game there. A shorter one, but action on both sides of the map. Great counterattack from Mixu. He was in really bad shape, and that counterattack definitely had a chance to pull him back into it. It was scary for a little while. AqueroN just kept taking out, he was taking out the Spores as they were being built. There was maybe like 1 Spore in a base, so he's easily able to focus them down with the 3 battle cruisers, and then he kept canceling the Spire.
Oh,
2K atmosphere.
sorry, I had to tell Trigger that he's actually finished for the day, so he can chill now.
No problem.
Alright, gonna wait for the ready messages of these players, and then we can go into what could potentially be our last game, but I'm sure Mixu has something to say about that. I would love to see some all-in play from him, actually.
I would not mind seeing that at all. I think he was just severely hampered in that last game by the Hellion attack. I think it took out maybe
Oh,
like
yeah,
16,
yeah.
18 drones or something.
That was
So I do
ridiculous.
believe, yeah, I believe he was planning on going for a Roach Ravager, either all in or definitely a very aggressive build.
Yeah, very different if he holds that, but 2000 atmospheres coming right up. We have got Mixu. What? I didn't set him as Zerg? Terrible caster. Let's try this again. Now he's Zerg. Haha! That was the intro.
Keep me on my toes, man. All right. His opponent, who is on the verge, taking the grand finals right here, currently up 2-1. He is the Terran player, and his name is AqueroN.
Actually, Mixu is playing completely standard so far. I actually wouldn't mind seeing a fast Mutalist kind of play, because that does kind of deal with Hellions, as long as you have enough queens and maybe a spine or two.
Yeah, that's actually that's an interesting call there.
And if we're gonna see Hellion Banshee, it absolutely wrecks it. Like, how are you gonna have enough Marines to deal with it? Sometimes you do, but have to scout it, have to be prepared. Sneaky drone. Should be an early third base. Yeah, Reaper not even gonna look there, as he's expecting, you know, Mixu to try to sneak to the other side, so he's gonna guard the entrance, check the normal third base at some point. I like it from Mixu, it's nice. Lost 0 links.
Yep. Good position so far.
Now he sees the base. Rip.
We had Bio game 1, BC game 2. What will it be here in game 3? This is another starport build, so we aren't seeing the fast third base and then second barracks that we saw in game 1. I'm guessing we'll see a tech lab after this Marine completes. Nope, another Marine actually. So this could be a Viking from a naked starport here.
Oh. Yeah, that's interesting. It is.
Yep.
So that can go around and kill overlords.
Yeah. Oh,
This-
he canceled it.
Oh. Oh! Okay, fusion core.
All right. Yeah, he's just gonna go straight for it again.
That's a strong build, especially if you're unprepared. Mixu is
Yeah.
mostly making links. But there are a lot of queens already, and it's gonna be like 7 or 8
Yep.
in this
even
game,
more.
maybe even more.
Could be one of those cases where the battle cruisers just kind of hang out behind mineral lines, pick off some drones, but don't do huge damage. Yeah, more queens being added constantly.
Yeah, you kind of don't want to fly over 10 queens, that's for sure.
Yeah. Shoot, I don't even like engaging them with my ground army. It's roaches again, interestingly enough, from Mixu.
Well, he cancelled the Baneling Nest for this.
Yeah. And Lair.
Wait, where did his Overlord go? Did he go and confirm the tech? I think the Marines must have killed it.
He did. He did confirm it. He saw the fusion core right as it was finishing.
Very good. Now,
So
roaches, if you have a good eco, I was talking about this last game, but you can just go and kill them. Like,
Yeah.
BC is one of those techs that doesn't pay off for a longer time. You have to
Right.
stay there and harass and hope that the queens don't push you away.
So the question here is, does he put everything into roaches? So he's adding roaches and drones, and Lair's about to finish up. Does he put a ton more resources into roaches, or does he try to get up a spire quickly?
It's not making that much roach, but I guess the priority is saturating the third and then hold down the R button.
Yep. There are the drones. It's got full saturation,
Oh.
at least on the minerals at the third.
That's for the fourth base then, and yeah, Spire, macro game.
Yep. So he's electing to take the more defensive approach. He's going to deal with this BC, which is being annoying, kind of doing what I was describing before. It's just going to get like little pick-offs of drones. Drones, of course, will be remade. And all right, I like this here from AqueroN. So AqueroN showing BC and going for obviously continuation in bio. So he's not going for that double starport heavy BC play. It's going to be a heavy bio play here.
Yeah, this is harder to kill with Roach, that's for sure.
Yeah,
so we're gonna see a long macro game, I think. By the way, little thing is Zerg should really put 2 spore crawlers in this case, just behind the mineral lines. It's way better than losing all those extra drones that you're gonna lose.
Agreed. I mean, I know as a Terran, I would rather see 1 than 2. So I think you're right.
If you put it behind the mineral line, it's way harder for the BC to fly in. There was an Evo chamber wall in the third, and right now it's making mining a little horrible, so Mixu kills it.
The Corruptors are coming out now. Ling's gonna trigger some friendly fire onto the SCVs at the third. But yeah, Roach speed is about to finish up. So Mixu, he's going for Roaches. He's investing a lot into them. I thought he might kind of transition out of them. But yeah, he's pretty well invested into them. It's going to be, I guess, Roach Ravager Corruptor for the time being.
Yeah, I guess everything depends on how much he commits to Corruptor blindly. This is a really good time to get a follow-up scout and just see what the Terran has been up to. Because if he knows his full bio, you're not going to want more than those 8 Corruptors or whatever he has. 6.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And
That's a good number.
As you pointed out too, especially at higher supplies, again, it's sort of like that magic 170, 180 territory, particularly when 2-2 comes in for the bio, where the roaches are pretty darn weak against bio in higher numbers. Now in these low counts, they can push the bio away pretty well, but things do snowball hard. Corruptors are gonna be able to pick off at least one, probably both of these medevacs.
Nice. Second one's gonna unload a few. Oh, actually all of them. But yeah, they go down. Roaches will be cleaning up here. It's an overlord for his trouble. But is that enough?
Yeah, I'm really curious about this. Mixu is continuing to add on corruptors. He's at 6 right now. He's going up to 9, and there's an infestation pit. So that's what I was sort of hinting at here. Is I'm wondering if he's just planning to transition into Broodlords. It looks like that might be the case. He is getting Burrow, he's getting Baneling speed, and he's continuing to upgrade missile attacks.
Yeah, for our Terran, we've got 2-2 on the way. This is something I always mention, that 2-2 is just really tough to fight with Road Ravager, especially once the supplies are high.
Yeah.
Terran army pretty good at that point. But if you add in the Banelings, that might be a different story. Just Road Ravager, I would say, is a big nope. But you add in those Banelings, you at least have some potential for massive damage dealing.
Comes a Zerg attack at the third base of AqueroN. Kind of a little surprised that AqueroN was moving out with his main army that early. Banelings do get destroyed. However, Biles are going to go down. No, I thought they were going to hit the SCVs there. It looks like most of them did survive. Bioforce is destroying the Roach Ravager.
Yeah, even though they have 1-1 done, I mean, there's a bunch of Marauders in there, not too shocking here. But will the Corruptors actually be able to kill that base? Would be crazy, but they might kill some other base, actually.
Yeah, we'll see what he wants to target down here. It looks like he's going to go for the armory. I mean, not a bad idea. If he can get it, it will delay 3-3. I mean, that's pretty nice. I don't know if it's going to be game changing, but it's definitely a nice pickoff.
Yeah, I would have thought he'd want the base, man.
I definitely would have expected the same. With that being said, 2-2 is finishing up right now for AqueroN, and he has not restarted an armory. So theoretically, there could be an advantage at 3-3 for Mixu, who is now engaging the Terran army, takes out all of the tanks that were at the front. There's still a lot of Banelings for Mixu. The Marauders need to get up front for AqueroN, who does manage to take out most of the Banelings there and is pushing forward. He has 2 more tanks joining the fight. He's going to get on top of the base and the drones.
We've got a bit of a link counter-attack and the Banelings are morphing on top, but will the main fight be possible to hold from Mixu? It's close in supply, but most of that is currently in production, and with this base taken down, oh, actually the Banelings getting some good connections. This might be doable now.
Very good connections indeed, and the Corruptors were able to take out the main base of AqueroN.
Ooh, that's a big one.
It is. That's a really important pickoff. More Biles go down. Excellent splits from AqueroN, who is pushing forward. If he can get on top of the Ravagers without needing the Baneling shots, he should be able to put this away, but that's easier said than done.
He's losing a lot for others. He's losing the tank. The energy on the Medivacs is gone, so I'm not sure how much more staying power there is for this force, Symphonic.
Right, and while that happens, look at the natural of AqueroN Nakamura. It looks like that might go down to the Caustic Spray as well.
He's been ignoring those Corruptors for way too long here, Symphonic. He's rallying across the map non-stop, but the Corruptors have to be respected. You can't leave them alone forever. And they're gonna take down Medivacs now. Dude, those Corruptors have paid for themselves more than one time.
Yes, the Corruptors single-handedly have kept Mixu in this game. Without those Corruptors, I would go so far as to say this game was probably lost. He was sustaining way too much damage on his side of the map. However, AqueroN, like you said, just didn't respect the Corruptors enough. They picked off 2 bases. 2 bases with Caustic Spray while AqueroN was trying to end the game on the other side of the map. Fantastic job by Mixu, staying composed, getting the counterattack off on his opponent's side of the map while barely hanging on his own side.
The link counterattack. This is like a signature move now.
Yeah, it really is.
Of them through.
Yep. It's what clinched him his spot in the finals was a Ling run by with, I believe it was a single lurker in a dead even late game scenario against Milkacao.
It gets better, they're burrowed. They're gonna come back. Well, let's see if AqueroN ends up being pulled back again. The Corruptors are going for another round.
One thing that worries me, for Mixu is the fact that he doesn't have any banelings. I think 0 banelings. He has 0 banelings on the
True.
field. However, he is starting to make infestors. He's now morphing 22 banelings. AqueroN scouts that.
Stuff distracts him, because there's Corruptors burning down the base again. But no, we've got the big fight, but the huge fungal sand, Symphonic. Everyone is so damaged in the red.
Yeah, and those Corruptors once again are able to take out a base. It looks like AqueroN is going to find the base of Mixu. However, I don't think he has enough, especially with no splash damage. He could eat another fungal here if he's not careful. He needs to touch that base once. It has 42 hit points. AqueroN needs to send forward 1 Marine to take out that base.
I wish he did. Oh man, I think he simply forgot about how low it is.
Yeah, and he's not. It's 3. Or I'm sorry, 3. It's 5 bases technically, with that 1 base still standing. 5 bases against 1, and again, that is thanks entirely to the Corruptors.
Now all we need is some Burrow Banelings to add insult to injury, because that is actually on the table. There's a Burrow Ling actually in the 4th base of AqueroN. The Lings are looking for the next base. It's not here yet. Stop rushing, Mixu.
I think there's a clock ticking right now on AqueroN's chances in this game, as Chitinous Plating is actually finishing up for Ultralisks, and they will chew through this Bio army. There's no splash damage on the field either. Yeah, literally no splash damage at all for AqueroN. I think this game has slipped through his fingers through the persistent effort of Mixu to counterattack with those Corruptors, which were just going unchecked. And it's, it's easier said than done to execute a counterattack like that, because AqueroN was pushing with a more powerful army at Mixu's base. He still had the presence of mind to backstab with the Corruptors.
And he keeps leaving behind these burrowed burrowed Zerglings all the time. And whenever AqueroN moves out, he just down-burrows them and goes for the bases. And now he just killed off 18 SCVs.
Yep. Brings AqueroN down to 5 and counting. That's going to cause the tap out. Mixu forces a game 5 in this grand finals.
We're pretty lucky with these tournaments sometimes. Like,
I know.
Last time we got game 5 too.
In the
Special versus Trigger.
Did that go game 5?
Uh-huh.
I didn't even remember that. Yeah, you're right. I totally forgot about that.
Hey, actually, I'm gonna go back into the game here. Mixu had 590 average APM in this game.
Jeez.
He's in the footsteps of Zero right there. He's also finished, by the way. This is the last game of the grand finals, and playing as the Red Zerg, we have got Mixu.
His opponent in the bottom right, he is Terran, and his name is AqueroN. Absolutely fantastic series so far.
I really enjoyed these longer games from them. Just
Definitely.
So good.
Yeah, Mixu is it's been involved in, was easily the best game that we've cast for meta plays for sure. That game 2 against Milk Cow, And that last game was phenomenal too. I mean, he was on the verge of losing there. He was very close to losing that game. If AqueroN had a normal 3-base economy behind that, he sustains that push.
Yep. Yeah, it's really all about the corruptors. Those units that just decided the game.
Yeah.
Mixu
And,
had
you know,
some
with-
good other moves, like the Burrow Zerglings being left behind and just causing havoc, but if there's 3 bases, I don't think that hurts nearly as much.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. And, you know, it speaks to the multitasking of Mixu, because it's very easy to tunnel vision on your defense, especially when you're behind, you know, significantly behind there. I would say he was, as he was defending the push from AqueroN. It's very easy just to tunnel vision, just to go into survival mode, to have the presence of mind to send those corruptors across the map while defending. It's really high level play.
SCV might actually not win this fight. Okay, good movement.
Yep.
The
Speaking
Reaper
of high
covers
level
his
there.
blood. See if he can get a Zergling pick off before the Queen shoots it away. Looks like no, Reaper's gonna play it safe. I do like the engineering bay block though. It's gonna take the Lynx a moment to get out there.
Yeah. Especially if the Reaper, I think the Marine was probably sent across accidentally. I think it was just a misrally. But yeah, as I was going to say, especially... Oh, gets the drone. AqueroN gets the drone, cancels
Nice.
right away. Yeah, so what I was going to say there was I really like the eBay block, just in general, but especially if you send the Reaper over and covers the other location, just really delays it, which is exactly what he was able to do. Goes back, kills the drone, and that delay has got to be, what, about a minute on that base, roughly?
So that's fantastic. I mean, obviously Mixu doesn't just do nothing in the meantime. He will heavily drone up. He'll start some tech, like the Roach Warren that we've got here. What I don't think he did was actually get a scout off.
Yeah, believe you're right. Yeah, he has not seen anything besides the barracks so far.
And going in isn't trivial, because this Overlord would have to go through a slow zone or go the long way. Seeing that third base would be pretty nice information, as well as the Helium Banshee information. Again, Roaches, not that great against that. You give so much time for the Terran to prepare. So you've got map control for the longest time. Although you can't deep dive.
Yeah,
Roaches will hold.
very true.
But Mixu, okay, Mixu sees this the other way. Going across the map. Banshee will have something to say about that though.
Yeah, and before any substantial roach count can be made, it's actually just going to go for a lair and double evo.
Okay, so full on roach upgrades, I guess.
Yeah, seems like it. Banshee, of course, was spotted. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Cloak canceled, although I'm of the camp that thinks it's never a bad thing to allow Cloak to finish, because when you're out of range of the spores or the queens, even though it's spotted and detection is around, you usually can get value from it anyway. Oh my, some drones going down at the third base. 4 already.
Yeah, luckily for Mixu, there were actually not that many here. But now he's making a wave of 10. I'd actually like to see a spine. I think
Yeah,
Berserks are
spine
too
would be
greedy,
bad.
man. Like, why don't we throw down a single spine and then end up losing 10 drones sometimes?
Hellions do spot the roaches in the center of the map. They're going to keep an eye on that creep spread. And the double banshees, who do have cloak, are going to get into the natural here. Should be able to pick off quite a few drones on the edges.
Very nice. Already got 3. Should run away from the queens.
Yeah, they definitely should run away from the queens, because here's the detection.
Aye, aye, aye. Some nice damage going onto the Banshees, and I think it's probably time to leave. Maybe a little bit of creep clearing would be okay.
What do you think about
Safest
the
thing.
4th base here from Mixu being taken at the gold? I mean, yeah, if he can hold it, that's fantastic, but it seems like that should be pretty easy for Terran to defend, particularly with tanks, which are in production, at least one of which is in
Even just
production.
with aliens, man, you just pop in
Yeah.
and it roast the drones from the other side. This is one of the most savage gold bases I've ever seen in StarCraft.
Yeah, that's going to be really difficult for Mixu to hold. I mean, you can have tanks on the high ground there, shelling away. Obviously, you can have any amount of army behind the mineral line itself. Hellions do get into the main. In the meantime, at the very least, they're going to get a scout, possibly some more kills.
It's 5 kills, not that bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. Gives him a one worker lead. I believe he knows. Yes, he does know about that gold base. So, yeah, as I was saying, it's going to be tough to hold that, particularly when more tanks are added. I would not be surprised at all to see AqueroN really start to pressure.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it if Mixu destroyed that debris. Then he can at least maneuver a little bit easier.
Agreed.
The
Yeah,
good
that would
news-
be a good move.
The good news about gold base is that it mines out relatively fast, so if you can secure this area for a while, you'll get the benefit of the base and stay relatively safe as well. Or attack,
Yeah.
just go and attack, be the attacker. It's the best defense apparently.
Yeah, and also worth pointing out too is the fact that a gold base with roaches actually can be devastating. You can pump out a ton of them very quickly.
But the Terran army is really well positioned though, and while the tanks die, the bio mowed down all of these roaches, so it's a good kill count so far. 17
Indeed.
roaches have died.
I think the Banshees being held back defensively helps a lot too.
Oh,
As
yeah.
long as you're on top of them and don't let them die to the biles, they can do a lot of work against those roaches, and of course the Ravagers.
A 2-2 is starting for Terran as this fight begins.
Yeah,
will he
this
be
is-
able to hold it? That is scary. That is a lot of Zerg Symphonic. Oh
It's a
no.
lot of Zerg indeed, with Queens reinforcing. The Roaches and the Ravagers are pushing forward. There isn't really any defense in the natural of AqueroN, who has to pull the boys to hold right now. He's going to lift his 3rd base. He does have a drop in the main, but I think the medevac was taken out, so there isn't much remaining there.
It's a really good choice to go into the 2nd base and, you know, anchor around that tank. You've also seen some Marines try to run across the map, and that's tying down like 10 roaches right now. Not bad at all.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing here that really has me concerned for AqueroN is the fact that the gold base is just mining completely untouched.
Yeah.
And that's going to allow Mixu to send lots and lots of reinforcements here.
Tank is taking a bunch of biles, but here come the boys to repair. The more time AqueroN can buy, the closer he gets to 2-2. If he gets a 2-2 versus 1-1 fight and he's relatively close to being max, I actually kind of like his position. This is why I was so happy about him retreating and keeping the 3rd base alive.
Yeah,
Maybe he can even land that on the other side. He's buying time with those medevacs out on the map. This isn't
yeah.
bad. It's
those
just
two
not
medevacs,
great.
yeah. You're totally right in pointing out the 2 medevacs there are very important. If they can keep a portion of the Roach army at home, it looks like those Roaches are actually looking for the medevacs now. However, there's a transition in place. Spire is coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Burrow, of course, is also being researched. And a 5th base has been added. Looks like it might be taken out here by the double drop.
There's a double drop. Oh wait, there's a triple drop on the other side actually, and that
Yeah.
might hit the main. I'd love for it to
fantastic
do
attack.
so, because that's AqueroN's way back into this game, and if he gets, like I said, the 2-2 versus 1-1 fight, that could be a deciding factor in this. Layer goes down with 15 drones dead in the last few moments. Nice.
And now tanks are well in position to greet this Roach Ravager army pushing up the natural.
Ooh.
They're actually getting destroyed.
Dude, 30 workers have just died. What happened to me? So I looked away for a moment, and the double drop actually ended up going into the mineral line. The gold base is getting wrecked next.
AqueroN is absolutely everywhere. He was on the back foot. It looked like he was in at least trouble. I don't know if I would say bad shape, but he was definitely in trouble. He managed to camp out in his natural, hold his ground there, and he has attacked in 3 places simultaneously while defending at home.
This guy just killed 4 bases. Are you kidding me? Okay, he didn't
Absolutely
kill the third
attack.
one, but fine, fine. He's done so much damage.
Yes,
You can't take that away from him.
Absolutely devastating, multi-pronged attack while defending at home.
Now this time the Corruptors didn't get made early enough, I think. They were so desperately needed to fend these drops off.
Looks like they're finally able to take out the double drop that was in the main. AqueroN just now getting back to his 3rd base. He definitely would like to secure a 4th base as quickly as possible. +3 attack just... oh, I'm sorry. No, it did not finish. I thought it did. He only has +3 armor researching.
Wait, those are tunneling frost roaches. We might be seeing some special plays here.
Yep, and just as you say that, looks like AqueroN recognizes it. He's adding a couple of turrets. Now that might be against the Corruptors, could be specifically against burrowed roaches. Either way, it's going to help his cause, and he's pushing across with a very powerful army. I think he did forget +3 attack, but I'm not sure that it's going to matter here. He has a very formidable army pushing across, trying to close this series out in Game 5.
Tanks are just pretty brutal. Once it's like 5+, and they're well spread out, it's difficult for a Roach Ravager to engage. There's not even a lot of Ravager anyway. The gold bait gets taken down. Infantry really enjoying this high ground position.
Yeah, the tanks, as you mentioned, have an excellent spread. There are tons of Marauders here, obviously lots of Marines, and sufficient medevac support too. I don't think there's enough on the ground for Mixu. He doesn't have any Banelings, and he taps out GG. AqueroN is your champion.
That was so solid, Symphonic. Loved it.
Yeah, that was phenomenal.
And it really looked like he was going down. Like, that attack from Mixu looked so powerful, but then he hesitated in that critical moment when AqueroN just loaded up and went back home. I don't know, that probably was the best moment for Mixu to attack, although it would have been a trade, not an instant win probably, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think, you know, maybe, as you said, there was just a very slight hesitation outside of the natural, where Mixu undoubtedly had AqueroN on the back foot, and he had an army parked outside there, and I think what happened is he kind of got pigeonholed, kind of how I was saying in the previous game. He didn't allow himself to get pigeonholed into a single screen type fight, and he sent the Corruptors across the map. In this game, he had his army parked outside of the natural, and he just neglected to continue pushing forward when I should say prior to AqueroN getting out sufficient tanks to defend that natural. And by the time Mixu did move forward with his Roach Ravager army up that ramp, I think there were 4, maybe 5 tanks in place.
Yeah. Big shout out to all our patrons. You enable us to make better content, host larger tournaments, and to give more back to the community. If you haven't already, make sure to collect your perks. Our next Patreon goal is set at $300. It will allow us to double all tournament prize pools in Season 2. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.